Thank you for joining me this morning. We're going to begin in child's pose. So when you're ready, just making your way onto your mat, taking a few moments to settle in. Of course, if child's pose is not comfortable for you, feel free to start in any shape that feels good. Go ahead and just take a couple deep breaths there. Really paying attention to that inhale and exhale. Breathing through the nose, feeling for that expansion in the rib cage, the back of the ribs as you inhale, finding more length, more stretch as you exhale. And then go ahead and begin to lift your hips away from the heels, kind of coming into all fours. As you do that, just sweep your right hand straight back past your right hip. Reach your right fingertips up towards the ceiling, forward and then down to the mat. Send the hips back one more time, child's pose. Lift the hips again, moving back towards tabletop. Sweep your left hand back and up. And then forward and back onto the mat. Hips back one more time. Coming back into tabletop. Go ahead and reach your right arm up towards the sky. Inhale there, exhale, thread your right arm through to the left. Coming all the way onto that shoulder, side of the head. Pausing for just a moment here and then see if you can kind of slide that left foot back. You can keep the toes on the ground or lift them up if you'd like. And then see if you can slide the left foot out to the left. And then maybe that right arm reaches up for a moment. You can always bring the that's the left arm, reaches up. You can bring that left arm back behind you. Maybe tucking the fingers into that hip crease. Breathing there. And then place the left hand back onto the mat. Come up onto both hands. Float that leg out to the side and sweep it back behind you. Inhaling here. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee to chest. Go ahead and lengthen and pause. Reach through the heel, flex the toes. Try to square your hips to the mat. Reach the right fingertips forward and just hold there for a couple breaths. And then lower the fingertips down to the mat. Tap your toes down to the mat and lift right back up. Repeat that just 2 more times. You can stay right here, or if you'd like, bending that back leg, catching the foot, kicking the foot into the hand, pushing the ground away, keep lifting the belly. And then go ahead and release your right hand down, extend your left leg back, bring the left knee to meet the right on the mat. And from there, just sweep your left arm up. Big inhale, exhale, threading through onto that shoulder. Pausing there for a moment. See if you can slide the right foot back so the right knee lifts off the mat. And then try to slide your right foot out to the right. Pausing there for a moment. Maybe that right arm reaches up. Maybe the right hand comes behind the back. Possibly hooking fingertips into that hip crease. Breathing there. And then releasing the right hand back under the right shoulder, pushing up onto both hands. Float that right leg out to the right, sweep it back behind you. Stack your shoulders over the wrists. Lengthen, inhale, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, draw that knee in. Lengthen one more time and pause there. Reach through the heel, flex the toes, square the hips. Reach your left fingertips forward, holding for a moment. And then just tapping the fingertips down to the mat, toes down to the mat, and lifting back up. 2 more like that. And then holding again, or if you'd like to, you can bend that leg and catch the foot. Kicking the foot into the hand, pushing the ground away. Go ahead and release your left hand down. Extend your right leg back one more time. Bring the knee down onto the mat. Tuck your toes. Go ahead and make your way right into your downward facing dog. Once you arrive in your down dog, feel free to move around in any way that feels good to you. Moving the hips around, bending one knee at a time. Just kind of exploring that shape. Pushing the ground away, feeling the palms of the hands on the mat, noticing the fingers, all those little details. Go ahead and walk your hands back towards your feet. Pause in your forward fold. Feel free to bring the feet wider, bend the knees as much as you'd like. Keep breathing here. Nod the head yes. Gently shake your head no. Open and close your mouth to stretch your jaw. And then go ahead and slide the thumbs into the opposite elbow crease. Try to lengthen your elbows down towards the mat. You can sway side to side. Maybe add a little bounce. If it feels better to be still as you hang in your forward fold, then do that. Go ahead and release your elbows. Root the feet down, spread the toes a little bit. Lift the belly, bend the knees even more, and round to come all the way up. Your head comes up last. Go ahead and shrug your shoulders up, back, and down 2 times. And then inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. One more like that. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Go ahead and interlace the fingers, rotate the wrists a couple times. And then just rub your palms together for a moment, creating a little bit of heat, a little bit of sensation. And then go ahead and place one hand over the heart, other hand over the belly, just taking a moment to be still, letting your eyes close, feeling for that breath. If you'd like to set an intention or make an offering, feel free to do so now. On your next inhale, go ahead and reach the arms up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, walk your hands forward to plank. Pausing in plank for a moment, really activate the legs, feel the belly lift, pushing the ground away. See if you can just tap opposite hand to opposite shoulder. Couple like that. Try not to move the hips too much. And then both hands on the mat. Tap the right foot off the mat, and then right toes to left heel. Off the mat, right toes, left heel. Just 2 more on that leg. Stepping your right foot back onto the mat, float the left toes up, tap the left toes off the mat, left toes to right heel, toes off the mat to the heel. 2 more. From plank, both feet on the mat, shift forward a little bit, lower all the way down onto the belly. Untuck your toes, take your fingertips wide. Push into the tops of the feet a little bit, lift the heart any amount. Big inhale, exhale, reach the chest forward and down. 2 more like that. Inhale to lift, exhale, forward and down. Inhale, lift, exhale, forward and down. Hands close to the rib cage, push into the tops of the feet, lift into plank like that. Imagine you're sliding the feet towards the hands. Bring your knees down wide, reach your hips back. Child's pose. And from there, downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, reach your hips back towards the heels. One more time, lift the hips high. Tiptoe the toes towards the hands. Bring that left foot behind the left hand, right foot behind the right hand. Bend your knees, reach your hips straight back. Try to create a flat back, belly lifted, feet pushing down. Really activate the legs. Reach your fingertips forward. Just take one more breath here. And then release the hands down. Release the head and neck. Inhale to come all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Maybe step your feet a little closer together. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step your right foot back to a lunge. Drop your right knee down, untuck the toes, and reach your arms up. Push down into that front foot a little bit. Squeeze the front foot and back knee towards each other, really lifting and lengthening. And then go ahead and release the hands down, framing the foot, draw your hips back. Flexing left toes towards you, that left hip pulls back. You can always keep a bend in that knee. Heart reaching forward. Breathing. From here, shift forward, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, step your left foot to downward facing dog. From your down dog, shift forward, kind of rounding through the spine. Just drop the heels onto the mat. You can keep your toes tucked. Inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the hips. Cow pose. Exhale, rounding into cat. One more like that. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. And then coming back into downward facing dog. Reach your right leg back behind you. Step the right foot in between the hands, lower the back knee down, untuck the toes, and reach your arms up. This time, fingertips behind the head, the neck kind of lengthening, lifting. Keep the back body really long. If you want to lean back into the hands a little bit, you can. And then coming back up, bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift that knee, and then shift the weight back as you bend the back knee, lengthening the front leg any amount, maybe pulling the toes towards you as you flex the foot. Shift forward, step your right foot back to downward facing dog. Round the upper back as you shift forward into plank, kind of waving through the spine. Lower the knees down, the chest and the chin. And then slide forward onto the belly, reach your toes back, lifting the heart just a little bit, low cobra, long neck. And then from there, child's pose, just passing through, right into downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg back behind you, flex the toes, reach through the heel. Step your left foot in between the hands, lower your back knee down, untuck the toes, arms reach up. This time, right arm forward, left arm back, twisting, lengthening the spine. From there, both arms reach up again. Inhale, and then exhale. Fingertips back, crown of the head forward. See if you can push into the top of the back foot and hover that knee off the mat. Lower that knee back down. Arms reach up. Fingertips come down, tuck the back toes so that you can push off your back foot, reach through the heel as you inhale. Exhale, both knees bend, right knee to chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot meets left. Release into your forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, arms reach back up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back. Lower your left knee down, untuck the toes, arms reach up. Pushing down into that front foot, squeeze front foot and back knee towards each other, lifting, lengthening. Hands come down, draw your hips back, flex the right toes towards you, right hip draws back, right heel draws back. Heart reaches forward. Go ahead and shift forward, tuck your back toes, step your right foot back to plank. Downward facing dog. And then just shifting forward, lowering the knees onto the mat, keep your toes tucked. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the hips, cow pose. Exhale to round into cat. One more like that, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, reach through the heel, lengthen both sides of the body. Step your left foot in between the hands, lower your back knee down, untuck the toes, reach the arms up. Fingertips behind the head or the neck, kind of lengthening, lifting. Maybe leaning back into the hands a little bit. Coming back up, bring the hands down, tuck the back toes, lift that knee. Bend your back knee and shift the hips back, lengthening the front leg, maybe the toes flex towards you. Shift forward, step that left foot back to downward facing dog. Rounding forward to plank. Lower the knees down, the chest and the chin. Slide through onto the belly, reach your toes back. Push into the tops of the feet. Low cobra, just a little lift. Keep lengthening. And then hips to heels, child's pose. Downward facing dog. Inhale, reach that right leg back behind you. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands, lower your back knee down one more time, arms reach up. This time, left arm forward, right arm back, find that twist. Keep lengthening the spine. Both arms reach back up. From here, fingertips back, crown of the head forward. See if you can push into the top of the back foot and lift that knee. Lower the knee down, reach the arms up. Bring the hands down and forward a little bit, tuck your back toes, lift that knee, launching forward, pushing off that left foot. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, both knees bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, left foot meets the right, forward folding at the top of the mat. Inhale to come all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step back. Flowing through however you'd like. Taking your time as you make your way into downward facing dog. Remembering that you can always modify, skip anything you need to skip, add anything you want to add. Keep using the breath, connecting to the breath. And then from your down dog, send that right leg back behind you. Inhale. Step your right foot in between the hands, spin your back heel down. Come up to warrior one. Arms reach up, pushing down into that front foot. Try to lengthen the lower back, notice the rib cage. And then fingertips back, crown of the head forward. Inhale to come back up. One more time, fingertips back, crown of the head forward. Pause there, keep reaching your right arm back. Reach your left arm forward for a moment, reaching in the opposite direction. And then left hand down, right arm up, spin onto the ball of the back foot. Find that lunge twist. You can move that right arm around, big circles. Maybe just rotate the wrist. From here, inhale. As you exhale, you're gonna hook the right arm under that right leg and then just reach back up. Inhale. Exhale, arm hooks under the leg. One more like that. Inhale, open. Exhale, arm under leg, pause there. See if you can bring your left arm under the leg too. Make sure you're not just resting on the leg. Keep lifting, lengthening. Legs are super active. From here, hands come down to the mat. Step your right foot back to plank. Bend the knees, reach the hips back. One more time, plank. Bend the knees, reach the hips back. Hop or step to the top of the mat. Landing in your forward fold, releasing there for a moment. Inhale to come all the way up, reach your arms up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, step your left foot back to your lunge. Bring the right foot back to plank. And then flow through however you'd like. Just warming up the body a little bit. Lift the heels, bend the knees, hop or step to the top of the mat. Release into your forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, step your right foot back to your lunge. Plant the hands, step your left foot back to plank. Flow through however you'd like. Lift the heels, bend the knees, hop or step to the top of the mat. Release into your forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step the feet back, flowing through. Send that left leg back behind you. Flex the toes, reach through the heel, lengthen. Step the left foot in between the hands, back heel spins down, warrior one. Take your time. Fingertips back, crown of the head forward, long spine. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, fingertips back, crown of the head forward. Pause here. Reach that right arm forward, keep reaching the left arm back. Reaching in the opposite direction, and then right hand down, spin onto the ball of the back foot. Reach your left arm up. Strong, active legs. You can circle that arm. Maybe rotate the wrist a couple times. And then inhale to reach, exhale, thread that left arm under the left leg. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to hook the arm under the leg. One more. Pausing there, see if you can bring the right arm under the leg too. Keep lengthening the back body, lifting the belly. Hands come down to the mat. Step your left foot back to plank. Bend the knees, reach the hips back towards the heels. One more time, shift forward. Bend the knees, reach the hips back, and then hop or step to the top of the mat. Release into your forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up, reach your arms up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step your feet back. Flowing through, however you'd like. Taking care of yourself, adjusting as you need to, adding anything you want to add, skipping anything you need to skip. Connecting to the breath. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale to step that right foot in between the hands. Come up to your high lunge, crescent lunge, reaching the arms up. Inhale here as you exhale, bend the elbows, bend the back knee. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, back knee forward, test your balance. Step back to crescent lunge, and then open to warrior two. Taking your time there, shoulders stacking over the hips. Soften the shoulders, squeeze the heels towards each other. And then inhale to reach both arms up, lengthen that front leg. Trace the left arm down the left side of the body, really reaching up with the right arm. And then you're gonna find kind of a miniature triangle. So stay pretty lifted. Bend into that right knee, bring the right arm across the front of the body. Left hand just kind of rests behind the head gently. Variation of extended side angle. We're gonna come right back into that miniature triangle. And then again, bending the knee, arms kind of come across the body. Just one more like that. Inhale and exhale. From here, back to warrior two. Face the side of the mat, toes in and heels out. Interlace the fingers behind the lower back, open across the chest and the shoulders. Lift the heart, hinge your hips back. Knees can always bend. Try to lengthen as you lower. And then lift the shoulders away from the ears. Give that neck a lot of space. Bring the hands down underneath the chest. Sweep your right arm up for a gentle twist. You can rotate the pelvis and hips with the spine. And then as you sweep that right hand down, face the back of the mat, lunging, framing the foot. Step your left foot back to plank and flow through. Making your way back to downward facing dog. From there, when you're ready, inhale, right leg lifts again. Exhale, step your right foot in between the hands, come back up to crescent lunge, arms reach up. Bend the elbows, bend the back knee. Come back up. Open to warrior two. This time moving right into triangle, right fingertips forward. Pull that left hip back. Lengthening both sides of the body. Focusing the eyes. Just notice where you're looking. There's no right or wrong. Paying attention to those details. Maybe get a little lighter in that right hand. Come back up to warrior two. Face the side of the mat. This time spin your toes out and your heels in. Let the knees bend, relax the shoulders, the arms for a moment. And then inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows. See if you can hover the heels. Lower your heels down. Reach the arms back up. Keep the knees bent and sweep your right arm under the left for eagle arms. Inhale, a little lift of the elbows. Exhale, elbows towards the belly, stretching in between the shoulder blades. Inhale to come back up. Keep the arms wrapped as you lunge towards the front of your mat. Bring that right knee forward. Wrap the leg over the left for eagle. Keep lengthening the back body. Squeeze the legs together. Imagine you're trying to pull your arms apart. From here, as you unravel, see if you can just bring the fingers, the hands underneath that right leg. Extend that foot forward, really stand tall. Bend the right knee and lengthen. One more time like that. From here, hands to hips. You're going to keep the right knee bent as you come back into a modified warrior three. Both knees can bend, like you're stamping the sole of the right foot towards the ceiling. Extend your right heel straight back. Keep lengthening. Bend the right knee. Hamstring curl. Extend the leg back. One more like that. Lower the toes down. Come up to crescent lunge. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Bring that right arm over the left leg. Find your twist for a moment. Spine lengthening, sternum towards the thumbs. Look down at your left toes. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Push into your right foot. Begin to lift the left foot, keeping the arm and leg connected as you come up. Take your time. Balance and then lower that left foot back down onto the mat. Release right into your forward fold. And then maybe just bend one knee at a time. Let the hips kind of swivel around. From there, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step back. Flowing through however you'd like. Once you arrive in down dog, inhale to lift the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Come up to your crescent lunge, high lunge, arms reach up. Bend the back knee, bend the elbows, lower down. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, back knee forward, find your balance. Step back to your lunge. Open to warrior two. Pausing there for a moment. Find those strong legs, kind of squeeze the heels towards each other. Stack your shoulders right over your hips. Make sure that front knee isn't moving out or in. And then inhale, reach up, lengthen the front leg. Let the right arm trace down the body as you reach with the left. From there, find that miniature triangle. So just a little shift. Legs engaged, arms reaching. From there, bend into that left knee. Bring that right arm behind the head, the left arm in front of the body. Come back to that miniature triangle, reaching with the arms and lengthening. And then again, bend, let the arms kind of come around you. One more like that, reach and bend. Come back to warrior two. Face the side of your mat, spin your toes in a little bit, heels out, interlace the fingers behind the lower back, opposite thumb on top. Opening across the chest, lifting the heart, hand your hips back, crown of the head lengthens forward. Release into your forward fold. And then go ahead and bring the hands down onto the mat in front of you. Sweep your left arm up. into a gentle twist. And then your left hand will sweep down, find the back of the mat for your lunge. Step your right foot back to plank, flowing through however you'd like. When you're ready, inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Come up to high lunge, crescent lunge, arms reach up. Bend the elbows, bend the back knee. Come back up and then just open to warrior two. Reach your left fingertips forward. That right hip pulls back, triangle. Lengthening. Breathing. Maybe a little lighter in that left hand, and then coming back up to warrior two. Face the side of the mat, spin your heels in and your toes out. Let the knees bend, relax the arms, the shoulders for a moment. And then inhale to reach both arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, see if you can hover your heels. Lower your heels down, reach the arms back up, keep the knees bent. And then left arm under right for eagle. Inhale, a little lift of the elbows. Exhale, elbows towards the belly, round the upper back. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, lunge towards the front of the mat. Take your time, bring that left knee forward. Wrapping left leg over right, balancing. Squeezing arms together, legs together, focusing the eyes, breathing. As you unravel, hook the hands underneath the left leg. Extend that heel away from you, stand really tall, bend the knee again, lengthen. One more like that. And then slide the hands onto the hips as you bend the knee. Keep that knee bent as you shift into that variation of warrior three. Right knee bent, left knee bent. Reaching the sole of the left foot towards the sky. Reach that heel back. Hamstring curl, pull the heel in. Again like that. Good, one more. Extending back, lower the toes down, crescent lunge, arms reach up. Hands to prayer in front of the heart. Bring that left arm over the right leg. Long spine, sternum towards the thumbs. Look down at the right toes, step your left foot forward. Pausing, push into that left foot. Pick the right foot up, come all the way up. Woo. Find your balance and then just lower that right foot back down. Release into your forward fold. Maybe bend one knee at a time again. Let the hips move around a little bit. Release the head and the neck. And then inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step back. Flowing through. Breathing in your down dog. Go ahead and lift the right leg back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, bring that knee across the body to the left arm. Kick the foot through to the left, reach the left arm up. Hand down, knee to chest, you're gonna swivel to the other side. Right foot behind the left leg, reach that right arm up and over. Right knee to the sky, maybe squeeze right hand into the right knee. Knee into hand, step that right foot to the top of the mat. Spin your toes to the left. Bend into your left knee for your side lunge, any depth. And then just shifting, bending into the right leg, hips to heel. Breathing there. From here, find the back of your mat. lunging, framing the left foot. And then just find your pyramid stretch. So lengthen that left leg, the right foot can come in a little bit. Hug your left hip back and in. Keep trying to lengthen over that leg. Release the head and the neck. And then see if you can bring that left leg into figure 4 in your downward facing dog. Lifting the hips high. Sending the chest back towards the legs. And then walk your hands back towards your right foot. We're going to try to find our balance here. Slowly coming up with the torso, finding that hinge, belly lifted, spine long. Hands can be at heart center. And then from here, catching your left knee with the right hand, reaching your left arm back for a moment as you balance. We're going to move from this shape right into half moon. So your left leg is going to go back, the hip will open, your right hand will come down to a block if you have one, or the ground, and then reaching, lengthening, expanding. Breathing deeply. From half moon, bring the left fingertips down a little bit in front of the right hand. And then you're going to take that left leg kind of out to the side. Spin all 10 toes to the side of the mat. Left foot steps into that wide-legged forward fold. Releasing there. Release the head and the neck. Spin your right toes towards the top of the mat. And find extended side angle. You can choose any arm variation. If binding is part of your practice, move into that. We're going to move from here into bird of paradise. If you're not binding, you can take the right peace fingers around your right big toe. We'll all step our left foot towards the top left corner of the mat. Pick the right foot up, right leg up. And then find bird of paradise. That knee can stay bent, the right leg. If you want to lengthen the leg, you can. Balancing for a moment. Standing tall, focusing the eyes. And then see if you can hang on to that leg if you're in your bind, or hang on to the foot if you have the toes. And lower your right foot back down to the top right corner of the mat. And then begin to lower your hips down into your squat. Reach your fingertips forward. Inhale here. Exhale to come all the way up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. 2 more like that. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 1 more. Step the feet together. Let your hands come down. Mountain pose. Take a breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step back. Flowing through. Finding your downward facing dog. Send that left leg back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, left knee across the body towards the right arm. Kick that foot through to the right. Reach your right arm up. Right hand down, knee to chest, swivel to the other side. Stepping your left foot behind the right leg, lifting the hips, reaching. And then see if you can squeeze left hand, left knee into one another. And then step your left foot to the top of the mat. Spin your toes around to the right, bend into that right knee for your side lunge. Any depth, you can keep the hips high if that feels better. And then side lunge to the other side. Left knee bends. From here, make your way towards the back of the mat. You're going to find your pyramid stretch from that lunge. Right hip hugging back and in a little bit, lengthening over the leg. And then see if you can bring that right leg into figure 4 in your downward facing dog. Creating a shelf by bending the left knee, lifting the left heel, sending the chest back towards the leg. And then walk your hands back towards your left foot, hinging the hips back, coming up strong center, balancing, breathing. From here, left hand to right knee, right arm reaches back, standing tall. And then take your time as that right foot comes down and back, letting that right hip open, left fingertips come down to the ground or a block, finding your balance there as best you can. Breathing, reaching, expanding. And then the right hand will come down a little bit in front of your left. You're gonna swing your right leg out to the right and around so you end up facing the side of the mat. Wide-legged forward fold, take a moment there, release there. And then from there, spin your left toes to the top of the mat. Coming into extended side angle. Any variation of that, binding if that's part of your practice, or maybe hooking left peace fingers around the left big toe. From here, we'll step the right foot towards the top of the mat, top right corner of the mat, and then begin to bring that left leg up, finding your balance, standing tall. You can keep the knee bent, maybe lengthen the leg a little bit. Carefully see if you can lower down with control, left foot towards the left corner of the mat, and then lowering your hips down into your squat, fingertips reach forward. Inhale here, exhale to come all the way up. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. 2 more like that. Lower back down and pause. You can hang out here, you can forward fold. Maybe take a moment to practice crow if you'd like. Couple breaths. If you're working on crow, come onto the tiptoes. Squeeze the knees into the triceps. Keep reaching the heart forward, keep lifting the belly. Activate your fingers to help you balance. We're gonna flow through one more time, however you'd like, hopping or stepping back. Making your way to downward facing dog. Send that right leg back behind you. Let the knee bend, let the hip open. If you want to take a moment to flip your dog here, feel free to do that. Just know that we're heading towards pigeon with the right shin towards the top of the mat. Stretching the left toes back. Maybe sliding some sort of support under that right hip if that's helpful to you. Lengthening the back body. Try to anchor that right leg down into the mat. So keep it kind of active. Really paying attention to that inhale and exhale, trying to soften the forehead, the jaw, the shoulders. And then slowly coming up onto the hands, we'll tuck our back toes. Slide the right foot on top of left for your side plank Vashisthasana, left shoulder over left wrist. And take any variation of that you'd like. Pushing the ground away. And then thread your right forearm onto the mat to switch sides. Reaching the left arm up. Left hand behind the head, inhale, lift the elbow, exhale, lower down. 2 more like that. Right into forearm plank. Pausing there, breathing there, squeezing elbows and toes towards each other, lifting the belly. Go ahead and lower the hips down. Sphinx pose for just a moment. And then slide the fingertips forward, kind of push into the tops of the feet a little bit. Lengthen the toes back. And then slide your fingertips out to the side. Maybe lift the chest a little bit. See if you can interlace the fingers behind you. Reach the knuckles away from you. Straight back. Lifting the heart any amount. Focus on length though. Heart reaching forward. Toes reaching straight back. Maybe you hover the legs just a tiny bit. Try to spiral the inner thighs towards the sky. Squeeze inner thighs towards each other a little bit. And then releasing, lowering down. Hands close to the side body, moving slowly. Take child's pose. And then back to downward facing dog. From there, send your left leg back behind you. Let your left knee bend, let that hip open. If you want to flip your dog, you can. We're gonna meet with the left shin at the top of the mat for pigeon. On the other side, right toes reaching back, lengthening into that stretch. Really noticing the breath. Anchoring the left leg down to keep it active. Softening where you can. Go ahead and begin to come up, bringing the hands in, tuck your back toes. We'll find that side plank Vashisthasana, left foot on top of right, right shoulder stacking over the right wrist as best you can. Any variation of that. And then threading the left forearm onto the mat to switch sides. Reaching your right arm up. Right hand behind the head, inhale, lift the elbow, exhale, lower down. Just 2 more like that. Right into forearm plank. Belly lifting, spine long, pausing for a moment. Lowering the hips down and tuck the toes, Sphinx pose. And then heart reaches forward and down, fingertips reach forward for a moment. You can keep the face kind of hovering off the mat. And then slide the fingertips out to the side. Interlace the fingers back behind you. See if you can bring the opposite thumb on top. And then reach the knuckles away from you. Lifting the heart a little bit, but focus on sending the heart forward. Keep the neck long. Maybe hover the legs. Keep reaching the toes straight back. Inner thighs spiral towards the ceiling. Just one more breath here. And then lowering down. Hands close to the rib cage. Send your hips back towards the heels. Child's pose. And then just finding a comfortable seat. You can sit on your heels, you can sit cross-legged. Anything that feels good. Taking a couple moments to be still. Once you feel settled, maybe let your eyes close again. Feel that sense of grounding down with the legs, lengthening up with the crown of the head. The back of the neck stays super long. Try to soften your forehead, relax the jaw, let the shoulders drop down. Breathing deeply, feeling for that expansion in the rib cage, front, side, and back. Kind of lengthening, lifting the ribs a little bit up and away from the hips. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then very carefully, slowly, letting the eyes open, making your way into a seat with the legs in front of you. Scooting forward on your mat just enough so you have room behind you to lay back. That's where we're headed. And then we'll float our feet up for boat pose. Knees can stay bent. You can use the hands to support you in any way, or maybe lengthen the legs a little bit. Inhale here, really lifting, and then exhale, feet flat on the mat, hands slide behind the hips, lifting the hips, opening across the shoulders, the chest to that reverse tabletop shape. Lower your hips back down. We'll just do that one more time. Find boat pose. Inhale to really lift. Exhale, feet lower down, hands slide back, lifting the hips. Lowering the hips back down. One more time, boat. From there, just lower to hover. Inhale, just right knee pulls in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left. Exhale, lower, inhale, right. And left. Hands behind the head, bicycle, opposite knee to opposite elbow. Side to side. Going at any pace that you'd like, just a couple more. And then hugging the knees in towards the chest, let the back of the head and shoulders rest down. Maybe rock side to side. From here, take some time to complete your practice in any way that would feel good to you. You can move through any inversion of your choice, plow, shoulder stand, headstand, handstand if those are part of your practice. Maybe spend some time in happy baby. Really any stretch, any twist, any shape, deeper back bend, bridge or wheel. Just throwing out some ideas, but really try to listen to your own body. Take as much time as you want, and then rest whenever you're ready to rest. Once you do land in that resting Shavasana, see if you can just release all effort from the body. Really feeling for that sensation of softness, letting go. Just allowing yourself to be held and supported by the ground beneath you. Please take your time in Shavasana. If you have more time, rest a little longer if you can. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. As always, it is a privilege and a pleasure to have this time with you, to practice with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.